Hey guys, ancient temples in India have moving parts. You may not believe me. Watch this. Yes, this is a column made of stone in a temple in India. Normally, you will not even think of trying to touch or rotate this stone block, but someone accidentally discovered or rediscovered that it could be rotated. What could possibly be the reason to have something like this installed in a temple? To set up something like this, there has to be a rotating mechanism, and it's not easy to set this up in stone because you cannot open it afterwards and put lubricant inside. To have a rotating mechanism made of stone, you need to have advanced knowledge in engineering. No, this is not the only temple with moving parts. Look at this one. Here's a column which has small holes through which you can insert your finger. Inside, there is a ball, a stone ball, and you can move it up and down. Of course, you cannot pull the ball out through these tiny holes. You can only move it inside the hollow column. How was the ball put inside in the first place? If you claim this is carved, how did they manage to scoop out the rock which was inside through these small holes? There's another ancient temple in a place called Uttarakosamangai. This is at least 1,200 years old. There is a ball inside a lion's mouth. You can roll the ball, you can rotate it, but you cannot pull it out of the lion's mouth. What's more bizarre? The lion is made of solid granite, but the ball inside is made of a type of rock called onyx. So how is this ball put inside the lion's mouth, and why are we not able to pull this ball out? More and more young people are becoming interested in Indian temples, and they're sending me incredible videos to my email. Here's a snake's mouth wide open, and the mouth is held open because Lord Vishnu's conch shell is placed between its upper and lower jaw. But you can rotate this conch. It spins very well, much better than some modern rotating devices. But the real question is, why were these moving parts set up in temples? Some say that if you move these parts in a certain rhythm, in a certain order, or a certain speed, secret chambers can be opened which are hiding in plain sight. Now, what do I mean by this? Let's look at this one. This is a safe box to keep money, and boxes like these were used in India for many centuries. There is a type of safe used by a group called Chettiars. They have mastered the art of safe making. It is so complex, it's uncrackable even today, unless you know which knobs to turn in which order to open the safe. In fact, when a normal person looks at this for the first time, he will not even realize that this is a safe that can be opened. He will just think this is a decorative piece made of solid metal. But now, look at this ceiling in an ancient temple in a place called Vetuan Kovil. This is made of stone, and of course it has these fabulous and complex patterns of the 9 influencers called Navagraha and 12 zodiac signs and other features of astrology. But look at this area in the center. This is a doorknob, which means you can open this. This is also a very ancient temple, and because of time, you can now see the gaps between the door and the rest of the chamber. And look at these protruding circular knobs. I believe that if you rotate them in a particular pattern, just like the metal safe you saw, you can open the secret chamber in the ceiling of this temple. I mean, clearly this is a door which leads to something. In ancient Indian temples, there are many mysteries hidden in plain sight. We have not even started to understand them. Now, let's look at one of the most iconic megalithic structures in the World Heritage Site of Hampi. This is a gigantic stone chariot standing about 15 feet tall and 10 feet wide and weighs more than 120 tons. It is so awe-inspiring, it's even printed on Indian money. Even by conservative archaeological accounts, it was built at least 500 years ago. But in spite of being very popular among tourists, this chariot remains shrouded in mystery. Google and Wikipedia give blatantly false information. For example, Google calls this a monolithic chariot. If you examine the structure, you realize it's not monolithic at all. It is not made of one stone. Look at how each wheel is made of a separate stone block and they're set up on the axles like a real working chariot. The chariot appears to be not built as a decorative or religious structure. Rather, it is built like a real vehicle made of several parts which are assembled together. I know this is a weird question to ask, but is it possible that this chariot has moving parts? When I examined the wheels and axles, I found exactly what I was looking for. You see these marks? These are caused by friction. When something moves, two pieces rub against each other. These marks are created because of wear and tear. This is clear proof that these wheels rotated. The wheels rubbed against the quote-unquote mud guards, just like what you would find in a modern-day vehicle. But today, we're not able to rotate the wheels. Why? A quick internet search showed me that visitors kept moving the wheels and damaged them in 2011. So the authorities now put concrete at the base of the wheels and made them immovable. But why were the wheels originally designed for rotation? To move the entire 120-ton chariot? No, these wheels cannot handle such a weight. Locals say that every year on a certain date, the main idol of this temple would be placed inside this chariot. And when people rotated the wheels in a certain speed, the dark chamber inside the chariot would brighten up and illuminate the idol. Of course, this sounds like magic, but magic is just another name for advanced technology. Are we talking about a glowing light source here? More specifically, are we talking about an ancient dynamo mechanism? Today, we can spin a wheel and can light up a light bulb. We generate electricity by spinning a wheel. This is a simple electric generator we use even when pedaling a bicycle. Were ancient Indian builders using electricity the same way? Why else would they painstakingly create these rotatable wheels on this giant chariot? The simple answer is they knew how to convert one form of energy into another form. They were converting kinetic energy into electrical power. Could this be why we're able to find so many movable parts in ancient Indian temples? Were they meant to be moved so they could create electricity or some other type of power, which was then used for constructive purposes? But is it possible that ancient builders were not only using human energy, but also wind energy in temples? Of course, this is a crazy idea. All these moving parts I showed you are made of stone, and stones are just too heavy to be moved by wind, right? But see, ancient builders were much more advanced than us. They could make stones movable even by wind. In some Indian temples, you can see these chains moving even with the slightest breeze. But these chains are made of stone. They're not made of metal. Ancient builders have cleverly designed them to be hanging from the ceilings of temples. These chains you're looking at were created more than 700 years ago. But what is the purpose of them? As usual, experts think these are merely for decorative purposes. However, others say that once upon a time, small transparent crystals were placed at the end. Look at the holder-like design at the bottom. And if the wind reached a certain speed, these chains would oscillate faster and the crystals would light up like light bulbs. Does this remind you of any technology we use today? So what do you think? Why were these moving parts installed in ancient Indian temples? Were they meaningless creations just for decoration? Or were ancient builders harnessing and converting energy? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I am Praveen Mohan. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell button to get all the updates. Please give this video a thumbs up and do share it with your friends. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.